Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. So guys, in today's video, we are going to create an interactive live streaming application in React.js. And in order to build this application, we are going to make use of ZEGOCLOUD. So we are going to understand what is ZEGOCLOUD in a minute. Okay, but before starting the video, if you are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't checked the React.js playlist on my channel yet, please make sure to do so. Let's now understand what we are going to build in this video. So in this video, we will be creating an application that will be live streaming application wherein a lot of peoples can join and they can do live streaming. Okay, like we have in different applications, the similar kind of live streaming application we are going to build from scratch on our own. And in order to do that, ZEGOCLOUD is going to help us a lot. How it is going to help us? So let us go to our ZEGOCLOUD site. So you will get the link of this site in the description box. Make sure to check that. So first of all, let us understand what is ZEGOCLOUD. So basically, ZEGOCLOUD is our global communication service provider that helps developers like us by providing powerful APIs with which we can build communication features within our applications. So now when I say communication features, what sort of communication features that it is providing? So for example, in today's video, we are going to make a live streaming application. So we can use of one of the communication feature of ZEGOCLOUD, that is live streaming. So when you go to this products tab, you can see a lot of communication features that it provides, like video call, voice call, live streaming, in-app chat, cloud recording, and so on. So in today's application, we are going to make use of live streaming feature of ZEGOCLOUD. So why are we making use of this feature? Because when we make use of this feature, we do not have to write a lot of code from scratch. Instead, we are going to majorly focus on React features and we are going to make use of ZEGOCLOUD features to build our application robust and complete within very less time. So let's start. First of all, before starting, we have to sign up to ZEGOCLOUD. So you can click on sign up and you have to fill in the basic details like first name, last name, country, region, work, email, verification code, and password. Once that is done, you have to click on start your free trial. So now we have successfully signed up for ZEGOCLOUD and we have filled in all the details and click on start free trial. So now if you see, with a free trial, ZEGOCLOUD provides us with 10,000 minutes of free trial, which you can use and create your React application. So let's now click on go to our dashboard and we will be redirected to our dashboard, and this is how the dashboard looks. Okay, so before moving further, now what we will need to do is we need to set up our React project and then we will come back here when we need the API and configurations from ZEGOCLOUD. So we are going to start from scratch and I have opened my VS Code on my desktop, and here what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the command npx create react app, and with this I'm going to create my new React app and I'm going to keep the name of my React app as live streaming application. So now our React application is created and we are currently in the project directory. So now I'm going to write npm start in order to run our application on localhost. So now you can see our app is up and running. So first of all, let us understand what we are going to build in this video. So in this application, first of all, we are going to have an home page where we will have an input and a button, and in the input we will enter a room ID, and when we click on the button which will say join room, then we will be redirected to another page, and on that page we can join the live streaming rooms. So let us now start creating our application. First of all, let us do the basic cleanup. So in our app.js, what we are going to do is we are going to remove basically everything and we are going to start from scratch. And here I'm just going to write basic h1 which will say hello, and let's save this. So if you see on our screen, hello is getting displayed. Now the next thing is, as always in this video, our main motive is to create the application using React.js, so and not to write much styles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the basic CSS in my index.css, and you can get all the code from the description box. So I have pasted all the CSS styles in my index.css. Now let us go to app.js. Now what we have understood is we will have multiple pages. That is, first one will be our home page, and then when we click on the button, we will be redirected to our room page. So now in this case, when we have to get redirected from one page to another, what we need is we need to have React router DOM in order to do the routing, right? So now let us install React router DOM first, then only we can proceed further, because we need to set up routing in order to navigate from one page to another. So let us install npm install React router DOM. So now we have successfully installed our React router DOM. Let's go to our index.js and wrap our app with the browser router. So with React router DOM, we will get something called as browser router. So let us first import it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap my app component with browser router. Why we are doing this? Because once we do this, then only we can perform routing on our application. So now I have wrapped my app component with browser router. let's move forward. So let's create multiple components that we need. First of all, I'm going to create home.js. This is going to be our home page, and here I'm going to write the snippet RAFCE, which will give us the basic functional component code. And the similar way, let me create one more component, which is going to be room.js. And here also I'm going to run RAFCE. Now what we need is, in our app component, let us set up the routing. So in order to set up the routing, what we need is, first of all, we have something called as routes. Okay, and this routes needs to be imported from React router DOM, and inside this we will set up one by one route. So first route we will set up for home. Okay, so for home, let us give the path as, so this is the path for our home component, and here I am going to write the element attribute, which is going to tell which component needs to be loaded on home page, which will tell which component needs to be loaded. So let's import home, and let's save this. So when we will go to our application, you can see our home is getting displayed. So let us now go to our home page and start building the structure of our home page. So as I mentioned, what we need first of all is a input. So I'm going to create an input, and the type of the input is going to be text. Let us give it a placeholder which will say enter room ID, and then we also need a button. So button is going to say join room. Okay, let us save and see how it is looking. So you can see our app is looking something like this. Now let me give some class so that our CSS will be applicable. So class name home. So if you see, our home page is looking something like this. Now what I want is, in order to capture what I'm writing in the input, we will create a state. Okay, so I'm going to create a state const and room ID. So we have created our state, and I have given the empty string as the initial value to it. Now let us give the value to our input. So the value is going to be the new state which we have created, that is room ID, and then we are going to write a on change event handler, where what it will do is, basically it will take the event and it will set our room ID. So whatever we are typing in the input, that will get stored into our room ID state. So event.target.value. So if you see, I can type anything, and whatever I'm typing here will be stored in our room ID state. Okay, the next thing that we want to do is, on this button I want to add a on click event handler, which will call a function. Okay, so here I'm going to write handle join, and let us define this function now, const join, and I'm going to write the arrow function here. And here what we need is, when I click on this button, I should be navigated to my room page, right? So for that we have a hook that we get from React router DOM. So I'm going to write const navigate. Use navigate is the hook that we are going to use in order to navigate from one page to another. Now navigate, what it should do is, in this we are going to mention the path that we need to get redirected to. So let me write room and then the ID, and this is going to be dynamics, and let me change this double quotes to backticks, and it is room ID. Let us save and see. So if I'm typing anything over here, and when I'm clicking on join room, you can see my URL is getting updated because we have made use of use navigate hook. Let us move forward. Okay, and let us set up the path for our room also. So let me create a similar kind of route, and here the path that I'm going to give is room, and we are also going to give it a dynamic ID. So I'm going to write over here as room ID, and the element that I want is, instead of home component, I want to show my room component. Now when we save this and let us refresh the page, let us go to our home page, and here I'm going to type anything XYZ. When I click on join room, you see our room component is getting rendered, and in our URL we are getting the dynamic ID also, which we have typed in into our input. So let us now move forward. Let us now write the code in our room.js component. So in our room.js component, in order to write the code, we now need to go to our ZEGOCLOUD. So now we are on documentation of ZEGOCLOUD. So in order to make use of ZEGOCLOUD into our application, we have to install it using our npm. So we have to click on this link, that is using npm package manager. So basically you are going to get the link of this documentation in the description box, so make sure to check that. Now here we have this install the SDK link, so we have to copy this link and we have to install our ZEGOCLOUD. So here I'm going to paste and I'm going to hit enter. So this will install ZEGOCLOUD for us. So our ZEGOCLOUD is now installed. The next thing that we want to do is, we have to start writing the basic code. So they have given the very basic code. We have to just make use of it in order to create our application. So the first thing that we want to do is, we have to import this component. Okay, and this component is only majorly responsible for doing all the activities into our application. So as a first step, we have imported this component. Now let us move forward. What we are going to do is, we are going to go to our app component. So room ID, let us first of all get the room ID from our URL. We are not going to write this line because we are going to get the room ID from our URL. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write const and here room ID. And how are we going to get the room ID from the URL? So basically for that, we have a hook called as use params, which is going to give us the room ID. So now we will have our room ID from the URL into this variable, that is room ID. Now let us move forward and let us create this function my meeting. So I'm going to copy this line and I'm going to paste it here. Now we are going to build this function one by one. So first of all, let us copy this code of generating the kit token and we will understand what this is. So here I have copied this code where we need a kit token. So for kit token, we need two things, that is app ID and server secret. So this app ID and server secret we are going to get from our dashboard. So let us go to our dashboard, and before that we need to create our first project. So for that I'm going to click on this button, and here we have different kinds of use cases for your app, for that is voice and video call, video conference, live streaming. So in this tutorial we are creating our live streaming app. So I'm going to click on live streaming and then I'm going to click on next, and here I'm going to give the name to my project, that is live streaming application. Now I'm going to click on start with UI kits. So this will take some time and it will create the app for us. Now our app is created. We have to click on this back button and we have to go to my projects, and here you can see our live streaming app is created. Now here we will get these two things that we want, that is the app ID and the server secret. Now this app ID and server secret are unique to you, so you have to take these details from your own project that you have created recently. So let me take the app ID and server secret now. Basically you are going to get the app ID from here and server secret from here. So now I have taken the app ID and the server secret. So now for our kit token, we already have app ID and server secret. The next thing that we want is this random ID function. So this random ID function is nothing but it is generating a random ID for us. So for that we also are having this random ID function over here. I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste it somewhere above. So here I'm going to paste the function and I'm going to close this. So now it will also find this random ID function. The next thing that we want to do is, now we need to create the instance object from the kit token that we have created. So let us copy this code and let's go to our code. Here we are going to paste this. Okay. So this is going to create the instance object from kit token. Let us move forward and we are going to copy this function for starting the call. So I'm going to copy this much and let's paste this thing over here. Now let us understand what is happening over here. So we have zp.joinRoom. So zp is the instant object that we have created, and then we have join room. So in join room we have different things that like container and shared links and scenario. So in scenario, first of all, since we are going to create our online streaming application, so instead of group call we have to mention live streaming. Okay, that is the first thing that you have to take care of. Then in the shared links there is something called as personal link and URL that I'm going to show you in a minute what these are. Now the next thing that we want to do is we have to render this. So we have done basically all the setup. That in order to render, what we need is we need to write the reference. So here in the div what I'm going to do is I'm going to mention the ref and I'm going to remove this div room from here. Let us now go to our application and let us now see how it is looking. So let us go to our home page, and if you see on the home page, let us enter any room ID. So I'm going to enter XYZ. Now we are going to click on join. So here if you see we have this UI already built, because what we have done is we have made use of ZEGOCLOUD and it is giving all the basic configurations to us with the API that it is providing. So you see how easy it was to create our own application with this. So this personal link that you are seeing is coming from here, which I have just now explained you. Instead of personal link, you can also write anything like copy link or whatever you want. So if I write copy link, this personal link is going to be changed to copy link. So you can see, and in the same way, this URL is what basically it is doing is this is fetching the current URL for us. So now let us try to test our app. So let us go back to our home page, and on our home page, let us enter the room ID XYZ. When I click on join room, you can see I am getting this UI where I can click on join and I will be joined to the room. So here you can see what is there. Basically, I have a mic button. I can even turn on my camera off and on. Here you can see currently I am the only one in this room. So here it is showing only one member. And when I click on this, I will be leaving out the room, and we also have the option to share the screen. So let's now leave the room, and when I click on confirm, I will be left out from the room. Okay, so let's now test it again for multiple users. So for example, if you are on the home page, you can enter your ID, anything, XYZ, join room. So here you can see you are having this. Now what you need to do is you want your friend also to join this room. So what you can do is you can copy this link and you can open the same, you can provide this link to your friend, and here the username for the friend will be different. For example, the username of the friend is the humble coder and my username is my name, that is Rahul. So now I am joining it from here and my username will be Rahul. If I see over here, okay, that is I am currently in my application. So in the similar way, my friend will also join with his username, and you can see my friend has also joined. So currently in the room there are 2 people. Okay, so in this way multiple people can join in the single room. So with this, we have created our live streaming application with ZEGOCLOUD, and I will provide all the links in the description box. So if you found the video helpful, please give it a like and share it amongst your friends, and please also share your valuable feedback in the comment section. And also, if you are facing any problem while creating the application, please post your doubts in the comment section and I will help you with all your doubts. And also, if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching the video.